Folks, welcome back to Beers, Banter, Barbecue. It is a Tuesday morning. It's it's 8:05 a.m. in the morning, and I've got two briskets here I'm getting ready to do. Now, I've already trimmed these out. You guys have seen 1,000 videos of trimming out a brisket, so I'm not going to go through that. I do want to talk about these briskets, and I'll show you some pictures of them here in a second. But I purchased them at the commissary over at Fort Bragg. I've got two of them. I'm doing these for my team. We have a big team event. We have people flying in from all over the country and everything this week. And for tomorrow for our luncheon, I'm supplying two briskets that I'm going to throw on the Traeger a little bit later this morning. So what I've got here is two brisket. This guy right here, he's about a, I don't know if it's a he, could be a she, right? But he's about 17 and a half pounds before I trimmed it out. This guy is about 60 and a half pounds before I trimmed it out. And to be honest with you, I struggled with these a little bit. On this one, it's really interesting because there's no mohawk. There was no mohawk on this one either. But at the same time, I don't think that the point was super pronounced where I could really see it very, very well, but we were able to trim it out okay. I'm going to walk around here a bit and point at a couple things. This end of the point, I had to trim this out. I mean, this had a big, weird, flat piece hanging off of it, and it just wasn't good. But I'm keeping that. I'm gonna smoke it and see what we can do with it. And then on this guy came out pretty good. I did have to trim off some of the point here. Again, it had a big mass here that just wasn't cool. And so we trimmed it out as best we could. Now, on this one over here, there's one other thing. So we get into the point. This had like a massive hard fat in there. So I tried to carve it out. I know that for some folks that's not ideal, but I just felt like it was way too hard and way too thick and deep, and it just was not going to ever render, particularly on a super slow cook like what we're doing. As far as rub goes, I've got a few different things on here. I've got Holy Cow by Meat Church, and I've got Holy Gospel. The other thing I put on was a little bit of Rudy's from Rudy's Barbecue in Texas, because they've got the Rudy's rub is a lot of pepper, and I like a lot of pepper on it. So that's where we're at, and in a little while we'll do some video putting it on the Traeger where we're going to set it, and I'll show you what I'm going to do with everything. Okay, it's 9 a.m. Tuesday morning. We've got a couple briskets on either side here. I'm going to go ahead and probe them up. Now, one of the things, and I'm just going to move around because I want to show you stuff, but one of the things that I like to do is I actually prefer these wired probes. Now, I do have the Bluetooth probes, and they work good, but I'm going to be away from this all day. And there's one brisket and there's the other. We'll get those on in a second. But I'm going to be away from this all day. So the nice thing about this Traeger, the Woodridge Pro or Elite that I have, is I'll be able to monitor this all day. So I can control it, I can watch the temp and all that good stuff. So we're going to get these things on, and we'll give you a quick look at them before I walk away for the day. Okay, here we go. We got them going. Probes in both of them. I got them on the bottom because I tried to get them up top, and putting two of them up top was a little bit difficult. So this is just the way it's going to have to be today, and we'll start them off on the bottom. If I feel like there's any issues later today, I'll move them, but that won't be till I get home from work. So that's about it. We're putting them on, and we'll see how they go. All right, so I took one of the brisket out at about 2:30 in the morning and one at about 4, and they're both there in the oven. My oven goes down to 150, which is awesome. So they've just been resting in there, and we're gonna drop them in the cooler, and we're gonna transport for later. And I'll do a little video while I'm at work, slicing it up and getting them ready for everybody.
Okay, I'm going to mute the sound because there's a lot of sound coming out of this room. It's a very large room, and there's a lot of things being said. We don't need to hear other people talking. As I unwrap this thing, I'm really kind of surprised. I struggled with it a little bit. I felt during the cook they weren't quite going the way I wanted, but you know, it's weird. If you wrap them right and you get them to the right temperature, at the end of the day, they normally come out pretty good. And as you can see, this is coming out fairly well. I could have squeezed some more of that tallow on there, but I wasn't too worried about it. And as you can see, I'm going to get ready to cut it here, and we're going to take a look at it. Um, this is actually the brisket that I thought was giving me the most trouble. And I can't say really trouble. They just both cooked pretty much at different rates. They were about an hour and a half apart, and that could have had to do with the smoker. That could have had to do where I had them placed. There's a lot of different reasons for that, but this one was the one that I was more worried about, and I actually think it came out better than the other one that I had. And they both came out great. Every single piece of brisket disappeared. Literally, probably by the time I trimmed it out and cooked it, you're talking about 28 pounds or so of brisket that disappeared in a heartbeat. So folks did like it. We're going to take a look at this now, and we're going to get a close up. And I'll tell you what, look at that. That is just perfect. I mean, it came out fantastic, and it was delicious, and the bark was great. I am going to try something in the future by opening. I'd like the bark to be crunchy, so I got to figure out that part. But wrapping it is always the best deal. Thanks for watching. Please like and subscribe.